Maybe the evening held some excitement after all. Nate jumped up and grabbed the receiver, rattling off the standard reply. "Hello, you've reached the Raleigh DOSA hotline. This is Nate speaking. How may I help you?" There was a long pause on the other end of the line, and Nate's heart rate increased. An emergency? A prank call? He glanced at his watch. The face read 9 o'clock. "Hello?" he asked. "Is anyone there?" A small voice came over the line.
"Are you a superhero?"
Nate frowned. The caller sounded young. "Yes, I am. You might know me as Bazinga."
"Bazinga? Really?"
the kid asked.
"You're my favorite. I see you on TV all the time."
"Thanks," Nate replied. "What's your name?"
"Wesley, with a T,"
the boy replied. "And how can I help you, Wesley with a T?" Nate asked, his thoughts racing. Why would a kid be calling DOSA?
I have a problem,"
the kid said. "What kind of a problem?" Nate asked. There was a long silence.
"Monsters,"
came the whispered reply.
"under my bed."
Nate had to suppress the urge to laugh at the seriousness in the kid's tone. "Monsters, huh?"
"Yeah, big, scary ones."
"Okay." Nate drew out the word. He should ask a few more questions, make sure the kid wasn't in any actual danger. "Can you tell me what they look like?"
"All kinds of things. Usually they're really scary things. Snakes and spiders and ghosts and zombies. Things like that,"
the kid said, his voice trembling. "That does sound pretty terrifying," Nate agreed. "Can you see them?" Another pause.
"Not right now. But I know they're there,"
the little boy added quickly.
"They're always there. They hide sometimes."
"I believe you," Nate said. He considered for a moment, thinking through standard screening questions. "Do they ever hurt you?"
"No."
Wesley drew out the word.
"They mostly just stand there in my room."
"That's good," Nate replied. "Hey, how old are you, Wesley?"
7.
"And do your parents know you're calling DOSA?"
"Nope. My mommy's a teacher. She says her students are a handful, so she goes to bed early,"
the little voice piped. Nate grinned. Kids were hilarious. "What about your daddy?"
"He died when I was little."
Nate felt like someone had punched him in the gut. He stared at the wall across the room until he realized that the silence was becoming awkward. What did you say to a kid who had just offered that up? He cleared his throat. "I'm so sorry," Nate said. It didn't feel like enough. He pulled his thoughts back together. He knew he should tell the kid that DOSA wasn't the place to call if you were just scared of the dark, that it was irresponsible to waste the time of people answering an emergency hotline. But the kid was little, and he was already scared. Maybe there was a better way to address the issue. "Okay, listen, Wesley. I'm going to let you in on a little secret about those monsters of yours. Can you keep a secret?"
"I think so."
"Okay, here's the deal. Here at DOSA, we fight supervillains, right?"
"Right."
"Well, for monsters, you need a really special kind of hero. These heroes don't work at DOSA. They're kind of undercover, but they're really good at their job, keeping monsters away. You need one of those monster-fighting heroes," Nate said, keeping his tone as serious as possible.
"Do you have their phone number?"
the little boy asked, his voice growing hopeful. "No," Nate said, "but don't worry. I think you know one."
"I do?"
Wesley breathed the question in an odd tone. "Yep, your mom. See, all moms are part of a super-secret monster-fighting organization. So, if you see any more monsters, you get your mom, okay?"
"Wow. Okay, Bazinga. That's amazing. Thanks."
The line went dead. "You're welcome. Have a good night. Don't tie up the DOSA hotline for imaginary monsters. You could get in trouble," Nate said into the dead receiver, but then he chuckled and hung up the phone. Kids were awesome.